Right, hi, welcome back to my channel. Now, I did do a bit of talking earlier on a previous video about using hand planes. So I've got my new plane out now, which I purchased, and I'm very impressed with it, and I've only used it very slightly. Now, it's a lovely little plane. I don't know if any of you are on here from America, but this is a beautiful little plane. I've only just purchased this, and I'm very impressed with it. This is called the Bridge, what are they called? Bridge City Toolworks. Now, these are a lovely plane. Now, if you're new to woodworking and you'd like to know how to do chamfers and what, I have the Timo version of that, lol. Oh, Sam, what's it like? I want to know. I want to know if I've wasted my money on this one. What's it like, buddy? Let's wait to see what you say. Right, anyway, so yeah, I've just been having a little go with this, all right? For you, Sam, this is an awesome little plane. I'm quite impressed with it, to be honest with you. Not as good, but it does the job. Well, anyway, I'm very impressed with this. Obviously, you've got the skids. So what I just thought, oh, hang on now. We've just been on about chamfering with a block plane. If I drop one of these skids on the side, you can obviously use the skid, put it on your workpiece there, and you can create a really easy chamfer using it. So I'll just bring you in on the video and I'll show you, Sam, how lovely these planes are. So maybe you'll go ahead and buy one today or in a couple of weeks or when you get paid on a job. So maybe you can see what they like for yourself. So tell me if you can't see tidy on the video. There we are, you should be able to see that now, shouldn't you? So yeah, with these little planes, Sam, all right? Obviously, they come in a fancy box and whatnot, but I don't care about that. I just wanted a good quality plane, all right? So this little plane, all right, all I've done is I have set one of the skids, all right? There we are, let me try and zoom it. So I've set one of these skids a bit lower, all right? So when you go and use this plane then, you can offer it up to your workpiece, all right? You can keep it nice and tight there, and then you can just start planing like so, all right? And that's going to create your chamfer. You're not going to move the plane too much. So you're going to get a nice even chamfer on there then. Alright? And it's as quick as that. It's a beautiful plane. Alright? You get some nice planey bits or whatever you want to call them coming off there. But I'm very impressed with this plane. It is a nice little plane. I think it's worth every penny. It does look nice. It's well designed. I like Bridge City Tools. I've got their dovetail maker. I bet that's absolute. It's good if you, yeah, I bet it is, Sam. But yeah, Sam, I didn't know nothing about Bridge City Tools, all right, until about 6 months ago. And I come across a couple of their things and I thought, you know what, they look nice, they do. This was £100, Sam. I think it's well worth it because you're going to pay about 40 quid for a standard block plane anyway, aren't you? So I thought, why not pay the extra 60 quid and see what this is about? But like I said, you just hold it on your workpiece. It's a beautiful cut on it, all right? I'm not really pushing on this plane. It cuts beautiful. And it's a really nice plane. I like using it already. And like I said, I've only just started using this. And I'm very impressed with it. I like it. It looks nice. A little bit awkward to hold, I'll say. There's not really a nice spot to hold it. But because it's so small, it's not too heavy either. It's very easy to operate. But I just thought I'd buy this for chamfers. I don't know if I can pull you in a bit on you. You can see how nice it cuts as well. So let me just turn this piece around. Alright. I'll bring the camera in for you then so you can see how nice it actually cuts. But I'm very impressed with it, Sam. It's a lovely plane, huh? Let's move you guys in so you can see now, maybe. And I'll bring you down a bit, alright? Tell me if you can see this or not. I'll try and bend down a bit so I can see the comments. The Timo one is 12 quid. Well, that's not bad, Sam, is it? What's that? Your bestie Freya. Hi, how are you? If you're ever south of London, could bring it along and compare it. Do you know what, Sam? You're always on your mate. And if I do come down our area, I'd like to meet up anyway, buddy. So, yeah, it's a nice little plane. Let me try and show you tidy on the camera so you can see it for yourself. It does look nice. I think they look a bit fancy, mind, I'm not going to lie. but I just thought, I haven't even read the instructions for it, but I thought if I drop this skid, obviously you can get yourself a nice chamfer on there then, and we can do them quick and easy without using a router. I have got a clamp in my way, but yeah, it does sound good, Sam. I'd like to do that. And yeah, I got a clamp in my way, but I'll just show you now how easy it is. I'm trying to get my hands around here to show you. I can just hold that on the timber there, all right? So I can keep everything exactly the same depth then. But it seems to cut really nice. I'm impressed with this. Obviously it's new out of the box. I haven't done any sharpening on it. I haven't done nothing to it, but it does plane really nice, and I'm impressed with it. Obviously I've got clamps in the way and everything now, so I'm trying to keep everything even. Got all this mess to clear up, but that's nothing. But I'm not sucking dust in, see, so that's what I'm trying to do, just trying to use hand tools now. I'm trying to get on with some hand tools rather than all this fast tool gear all the time. But don't get me wrong, I do like fast tool. Got to drop, get back to the workshop. Yeah, have a good day, Sam. I hope you have a good day, buddy. Nice to see you back on here anyway. But yeah, I'm very impressed with this block plane. It's a nice little thing. As you can see, it's well designed. There it is, look. I'll chuck a short on and I'll do a little video later for you to see it tidy, for those of you who haven't jumped on the live. But it is a lovely bit of kit. But like I said, watch now. See? Obviously, got a clamp in the way. Plane's absolutely beautiful. And you use this skid then. I'll drop the skid a bit more now and I'll move the clamp out of the way. It is just an Allen key, mind. So you don't want to go losing these. I'd imagine it'll cost you about 20 quid to replace. You can drop the skid on the side. And the way this plane is designed, alright, is this can turn into a little thicknesser. So you can drop both skids, get your timber, alright, and then it'll turn into a little thicknesser planer rather than putting it through a machine. So you can plane little intricate bits of timber and you don't have to send it through your planer. Now, using tools like this rather than getting your thicknesser set up, as you know, those of you who watch my video, I got to cart it onto this table, get the dust extraction set up. It's a bit of a pain. It takes a lot of time. But just pulling a hand plane out, and if you can do it with a hand plane, obviously I'm saving time, I'm thinking, and saving my body lifting these heavy tools and moving them around. But the way I've been using this lock is I just hold that on the timber there, drop the plane, get it nice. That one looks like it needs to drop down a little bit more. So I'll just set this then, move this down a smidge. Once she's set, that's if I can loosen him off. Right, there we go. Get that nice and even on there. Quick and easy. Not too much of a fiddle to do this. It's nice and easy. Pop that on there. And then I can use that as a reference. And then I can plane. Alright, I got a clamp in my way over there. And it's as simple as that. What a lovely little plane. Have anyone got, alright, I can't remember the name of it now, on their Bridge City Tools website. They actually sell a big plane. It was 700 quid. I am interested in getting one, but I don't want to spend 700 quid on one. So I don't know if any of my subscribers and followers on here have got one for sale. But if anyone have got one for sale, send me a message and a comment, because I'd love to purchase one. I haven't got the best reviews, but I'd like to have one in my arsenal. Alright, it's nice to use the hand tools like I've said. And, oh, what's that? We've got loads of comments on, yeah? Right, let's have a look. Who's that? Farky. Do you use a vice? Now, Farky, let me just move this back so you can actually see my setup in here, alright? Now, sadly, can I just get this up? 2 secs, everyone. I'll just pull the camera up, set you back a bit so we're all back to our normal view when we're on here. Right, I haven't got a vice, Farky. Now, the thing is, with woodworking, obviously, you need a good, solid, robust table to work on. Now, the problem I've got in here, I've invested in Fast Tool MFT gear, alright? And these tables have got a little bit of wobble to them. So using hand tools, things tend to move, alright? I'm just testing these tables out to see what I need to upgrade in here and see what I want to do with it all. And these are just test videos mainly, what you see me doing on here. So I need to get some sort of vice, and I need to find something. Because obviously clamping down like this with clamps in my way is a bit of a nightmare trying to do woodwork. You're correct. Yes. Oh, right. Let's have a look who's on now. What have we got? We got Adam back. Nice to see you, Adam. Yes, Denny, and you've caught me in action again. Well done for jumping back on, boys. Who's that? What's my worst injury? My worst injury. I should have posted a YouTube video on showing my injury. Now, I'd done my bedroom out. It wasn't this Christmas. It was the Christmas before. And I've got a big 2-meter radiator by 600. Now, this channel obviously is all about woodworking, but I do kitchens and bathrooms. So I decided to repipe in the central heating and change the radiator because I wanted something new. And I lifted the radiator off the wall like this, all right? And it was a TRV valve on the floor on the right-hand side. It was shut down, and for some reason, it just opened up and started squirting water everywhere. So I tried to put the radiator back on the brackets to shut it down, because in my bedroom, it was just floorboards, and all the water was going downstairs to the living room through the living room ceiling, and the radiator dropped, and it crushed my finger across here, this finger. You can't even see it now. And this finger split straight through where you bend it. Clean, right through it was. Now, when I went down to hospital, she said to me, she said, I think you might have damaged all the nerve endings. It's your right hand, you're right-handed. Your finger might be screwed by you. And pretty well, I was pretty lucky because it all healed up and I've still got use of my hand. But moral of our story is if you're dealing with water, try not to panic. Now, I was by myself, and I should have had my boy to help me, or I should have had someone else. And I was trying to put that radiator back on the brackets, and it just fell off on one side, and basically it crushed my hand, right, on the floor. I tried to lift the radiator back up with my damaged finger because I needed to sort the pipes out. And because the radiator had gone at an angle as well on top of that, all right, all the water was coming out of the radiator, all right, all of that was going through the floorboards, all right. The pipe on the right-hand side was pumping water out. I was trying to shut that off while holding my finger in like this, and I was trying to lift the radiator with the other 3 fingers, but I managed to get it all back on. I managed to stop the water. There wasn't any damage, and then I managed to go to the hospital. But the sad thing about it is when I went to the hospital, she gave me 4 or 5 stitches in my finger, and then she said I'm not allowed to use my hand for 3 months. So if any of you do jump on my YouTube channel, you will see from last year that I didn't do a video for January, February, March, and I think it was April as well, because I'd actually damaged my hand. I maybe should have done a video saying what happened and why I'm not posting on you. But I was lucky. But she did say if I was using my hand straight away, that I could have got sepsis. Now, I'm trying to cut a long story short by you. I know I've been asked to talk about it. I bumped into a boy that lives by me, and he asked me, what have I done to my hand? And he said to me, he done the same sort of injury. He went straight back to work. The cut had reopened, and he had sepsis in his hand, and I've never seen nothing like it. It went right down into his hand. He had to go in and have an operation. Basically, they had to take all of the bad out of his hand, and he was off work for 6 months because of it. So sometimes we need to learn to listen, and sometimes we need to learn to sit down. So I'm trying to obviously not yabber on too much. What am I looking for? I don't know, Farky. Yes, there was a bit of a bad injury. I fell 22 foot head first down through a stairwell framing an house. Bloody hell, Demi, that's awful. What sort of injuries do you get off that? I can't believe that. You're lucky to be alive. But yeah, I've been pretty lucky. Touch wood, all right? I've never had any power tool injuries. I've never had any hand tool injuries. We all cut our fingers and hands every now and again on hand saws and that. But I've never done anything bad. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty there we are. Let me tell you something I'd normally do. Say I'm setting my miter saw up, all right? I'll make sure that there is no lead in front of where I'm standing. I bring my miter-saw lead around the back and then I will plug it in. If I got a lead running through a customer's house, I'll put a carpet over the top of it. So I'm pretty thing on the way I go about doing things to obviously try and stop myself having an injury. But like we just found out on here, it's easily done. Denny's gone and fallen 22 foot down into a stairwell and injured himself. And I nearly chopped my finger off once. But the guy I used to work for about 15 years ago, he lost his finger on a rip saw. It's dangerous. You've got to be careful. You've got to have your wits about you at all times, sadly. I go to... What is that, Adam? I go to the car accident as a kid. The car was out of control. When I was in my... the car was out of control. When I was in my mum's hands, I got thrown out of the window. Bloody hell. With a car and still out of control. Yeah, my mum broke her back. Bloody hell, Adam. I can't believe that. You're lucky to be alive. That's 2 comments on here now about awful injuries. What injuries did you get, Adam? Did you get any bad injuries from that? Being a baby, mind, they do say bouncing babies is a saying, because babies, they used to call them bouncing babies because the bones are soft and then they don't seem to injure so quick. Just a bad, what's that? Bad back, black, and some scars went up under my ribs and bruised lung. Bruised lung? I've never even heard of that. That's bonkers, that is, Denny. That's awful. But yeah, I've been lucky. We always say this, mind. The reason why we injure ourselves, as we all know, is we're always in a bloody rush, aren't we? And that's what I'm like. I'm trying to slow down a bit. That's what these videos for. We're just popping out, doing something simple, chilling out on our weekends. Sounds like you were pretty young when I had that. Yeah, I know. That's what I think, Danny. I think he was young as well. He must have been a baby or something. I can't believe that. That's crazy, that is. But anyway, how is everyone today? What's everyone up to? Later on today now, it's my son's birthday tomorrow. So that's why I'm in this jacket. I've obviously got to get changed because I can't live in work clothes 7 days a week as I normally do. But yeah, what I've got to do today is take my son out. We'll be going out at about 5 o'clock. And I booked him into an escape room where I live. So we're going to do an escape room today, which is nice. I do enjoy them. I don't know if any of you done escape rooms. They are a bit of fun, like. So yeah, I thought I'd pop out here and give you a couple of videos again today. Nothing major, mind, as we know. So I'm just going to tidy up now. And I'm going to get ready and I'm going to pop out then. I think I might jump back on you tomorrow. I know I had a couple of weeks off, didn't I? I did apologise for that, mind. What have Adam said? I think Adam's jumped off here, Denny, to be honest with you, today. Right, I'll see you on the next video, alright? I need to go and get myself ready. And yeah, buy yourself one of those planes. You won't be disappointed.